Hi everyone and welcome back. I apologize for this kind of like awkward ghost story telling light, but I tried to record in the day, but it's now like pitch black outside. I can show oh, that's my reflection. Okay. And because there are already girls who are on their way to Atlanta, Georgia, I wanted to get these videos out to you because I'm recording two today. One is my final favorites and standouts from the Americas before the girls arrive, and then I'm going to film my final favorites, final predictions of pre-arrival favorites, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Yeah, I think so. So let's delve in. This is the first video. This is my final favorites, final standouts from the Americas. First, I have a girl that it would be shocking if I didn't have her on my list, and that is Miss USA Chesley. Chesley is 28 years old. I've talked about her a little bit, and Chesley was a full-time attorney licensed to practice law in 2 states prior to becoming Miss USA. She earned her law degree and her MBA from Wake Forest University and her bachelor's degree from the Honors College at the University of South Carolina. She currently serves as a correspondent for entertainment news outlet Extra TV, and she also runs a fashion blog. We have a visitor. So Chesley is no doubt very accomplished. Obviously, she has so much on the go. I mean, to be a full practicing lawyer and have all that stuff is insane. Never mind the fact she was practicing law as she was training and preparing for Miss USA. So Chesley really is one of the most prepared, most accomplished delegates at Miss Universe this year, I would argue. And there is no doubt she will be in the semifinals. Like, I feel like she's got to be there. Like, I feel like she has to be, if not rising to the top. There's actually been a lot of people who have been rumoring that they think that she is like the girl to look out for, the ultimate potential winner of Miss Universe 2019. So only time will tell, but Chesley is definitely a front runner. Next on the list is Mexico. Sophia, she is 25 years old. I haven't talked a lot about her, and I think part of that, I think she's so stunning, so gorgeous. She's a very strong speaker from what I can understand. I do not understand Spanish, so I do struggle to understand what she talks about, of course. And she is a writer who has committed her life to helping others who suffer from depression. Helping others who suffer from depression. She became a speaker when she realized that by sharing her story, she can help people overcome the same struggles that she personally experienced. She is passionate about the importance of mental and emotional health and will continue to fight for those who suffer from depression. She believes that compassion and understanding are the true key to empowering people around the world. She wants to continue raising her voice and keep communicating the message of self-love and value. So just based on her bio alone, I absolutely love her, and just reading that out loud to you guys makes me want to see her in the top 5, because what she's advocating for is such a real issue among young people around the world today that it's something we need more people of like high influence, like Miss Mexico, like a potential Miss Universe, to talk about. So if Mexico were to win Miss Universe this year, I would not be complaining. I'd be happy to see that, especially with what she stands for. Next girl on my list, you guys are no stranger to her, and that is Miss Brazil, Julia Orta. Julia is 25 years old. She earned her journalism degree at the Federal University. In 2016, she currently works as a speaker and digital influencer and created a project called Active Voice. Through this project, Julia seeks to share knowledge about oration, mediation, feminism, self-awareness, and empowerment through social media and lectures. Thanks to this project, she is now an ambassador for Girl Plan, which empowers and educates women in Brazil to take on new opportunities and expand their voices. She also fights for women's rights, diversity, and the environment, and has become a Smile Train ambassador in Brazil. So Julia Orta, she is an amazing woman. I've talked so much about her. She is clearly one of my favorites overall in the competition, and especially in the Americas. Now I have Colombia. Gabriela is 24 years old. She is a lawyer who graduated from the university in Bogota, and she has a strong calling for social service. It says here, okay, well, let me back up here. With a strong calling for social service, Gabriela's life purpose is to contribute to a more prosperous, humanitarian, and fair society by devotionally working for gender equality and driving change for children so that they can grow up in a safe environment. She is just a stunning woman inside and out. I would love to see her rising to the top at Miss Universe. She is up and down for me in my top 5 favorites, like ultimate 5 favorites at Miss Universe 2019. so far, so I'm excited to see what she brings to the competition. Now I have Chile. I've talked a lot about Chile. She's 20 years old, and I feel like in the IMG era, being a bit younger is a bit of a disadvantage because IMG really seems to go for girls who have a little bit more of that maturity, life experience. They've built a resume, but Geraldine, she is stunning and she has a pretty impressive bio. It says here that she's passionate about helping people in need and puts her life on the line every day as a volunteer firefighter. So this is something that's really going to make her stand out. The judges are going to love this. They're going to really push on this and really try to learn more from her about, you know, what made her want to be a volunteer firefighter. What has she learned? What's been the scariest thing she's faced? So people are really going to be interested in this. And it also says here, okay, Geraldine is also a lawyer who focuses on helping immigrants navigate the legal processes of becoming a citizen and help them adjust to the country she's proud to call home. So I did not know she was a lawyer, and 20 years old, I mean, most law schools that I know of around the world even are like 4 to 6 years. So yeah, I mean, maybe she went to university super young. I'd like to learn a little bit more about that. So if anyone knows more about Geraldine and her educational background, please let me know in the comments. I would love to learn more about her. Obviously very accomplished for a 20-year-old woman, and I would love to see her in the semifinals for the Americas. Now I have Puerto Rico, Madison Anderson. I talked about Madison when she first won, and I haven't talked as much about her because I was just waiting to see more from her, I guess. Madison is 24. You can hear Lily out there with Brennan. She is, wait, is she 23 or 24? Miss Universe website says 24, but her bio says 23. But it says she's a public relations and marketing student. She had the opportunity to travel to 5 continents, which has given her the opportunity to meet, understand, and respect other cultures. In Puerto Rico, she has actively worked with several organizations dedicating to providing services to people who really need it in different areas. With her social cause, she helps women who are released from incarceration by providing orientation and motivation to face their new lives. She visits cancer patients and to help them give the love and support that they need. She also spends time in high schools, speaks to students about anti-bullying and self-love. She's also an ambassador against domestic violence, and so she has a lot of amazing things that she's working on and has worked on. Madison Anderson is another very strong contestant from the Americas. Now we have a girl who recently popped up for me, US Virgin Islands. US Virgin Islands, Andrea, she's 28. She recently did a takeover on the Miss U updates, and she stood out for me there. I thought she looked gorgeous. She seemed to be very sweet, a good speaker. She has her Bachelor of Arts degree in Business Marketing from the University of Mary Hardin, Baylor. Her career objectives are to pursue and obtain her MBA in International Business, secure a prestigious position in pharmaceutical and medical device sales. She's of African American, Native American, and Polish ancestry, so she has quite a mix of backgrounds, and she believes that being a multicultural woman has enabled her to connect and relate to people. My mom texted me, so then I got distracted. Enabled her to connect and relate to people from different ethnicities, races, and backgrounds. And so she's just another very strong contestant from the Americas. Now we have Peru, another girl who has recently stood out to me. She is a graduate of UCIL University, where she received a degree in business admin. She was recently named ambassador for something wool by the Peruvian government, where she works with communities to sell the wool to boost their economy and promote sustainability, which is super cool. Works as an advocate for INABIF, a government institution that fosters children and teenagers that have been abandoned by their families or who have suffered from abuse. So she has a lot of amazing organizations that she works with as well. These girls are so accomplished, so incredible. It was just so hard for me to narrow down. So Peru is the 8th girl on my list. These are not in any particular order of my favorites, but she just happens to be number 8. Can't wait to see her arrive in Atlanta. The next girl on my list is Miss Haiti, Gabriella. Gabriella I've actually met before. I've told you guys that if you've watched my other videos. She actually crowned me Miss Supranational Canada, so she represented Miss Supranational the year before me at Miss Supranational. She represented Canada at Miss Supranational the year before me, and then she passed the title to me. So she's currently 26. She graduated from Ottawa University with a bachelor's degree in international development and civil law. She is a dancer. She volunteers somewhere, I can't pronounce the name, teaching children how to create and express and be expressive through dance. She's actively involved in bringing visibility and awareness to the issues of child abuse and domestic violence, and she founded an organization called Foundation Gabriella to help the plight of women and children facing these harrowing situations. So she is another very incredible woman. She's not only gorgeous, she's smart, she's sweet, and she's a strong speaker. Last on my list from the Americas of my top 10 favorites that I tried so hard to narrow down is my homegirl here in the nation of Canada. That is Miss Canada, Alyssa Boston. Alyssa is 24 years old. She's a graduate from the University of Windsor with a Bachelor of Commerce degree. Her academic accomplishments proved her value, and she is now on the marketing team at an auto part company. She aspires to prove that women can integrate and excel in male-dominated industries. She also talks about the stigma that surrounds mental illness, and she created the hashtag #TalkAboutMe. So yeah, Talk About Me, a social media campaign in which she aims to educate people around the importance of mental health. She encourages individuals to share their personal stories and keep the conversation going. She's active with a bunch of organizations like the Canadian Mental Health Association, advocating for mental health and awareness. She understands the struggles and stigmas bestowed upon individuals with mental illness. So she's another girl who has a wonderful platform that is really needed, really necessary for people of all ages around the world, but specifically for our young people who I feel like the Miss Universe girls really speak to, I guess. Like, there's a lot of young people who look up to these national title holders and ultimately to the Miss Universe title holder. So I would love to obviously see her in the top, because this would be the 4th year in a row that Canada would place if Alyssa places. So I would love to see that streak going. So that is it for my top 10 favorites from the Americas, but some other girls that are standing out to me that I'm keeping my eye on is Mauritius, Aruba, Belize, Panama, and Venezuela. All these girls are so incredible. Honestly, it was so freaking hard for me to come down to this top 10, and then in my next video I'm sharing with you my top favorites from the entire competition. This is just such an insane year at Miss Universe. I don't even understand how, like, I hope they're gonna have a top 20 at Miss Universe this year because it's insane. So anyways, if you guys want to see my ultimate favorites for Miss Universe for pre-arrivals, which they're already starting to arrive, then you can subscribe, hit the notifications bell so you can be notified when all these new videos come out, and I will see you guys in the next video.